Hello, my name's Brad. I'm a teacher at Gibragong Environmental Education Centre. Today we're going to learn all about photography. We'll be watching a short presentation about photography. You'll be doing a little bit of photography yourself if you can, and you'll be sharing some of your photos back with us so then I can share it with other students and people who are involved in the Powerful project this year. So, this session is part of the 2021 Powerful project, Eastern Pygmy Possum. You will need a camera or a device to participate in the photography component. If you'd like to, this is encouraged, but it's not compulsory. You can just follow along today and enjoy watching this as well. So let's begin. When you first start taking your photographs, they may look a little bit like this. It's a little bit patchy and difficult to find a good photograph in the bush sometimes. Or it might look a little bit like this, and here you can see the sunlight sort of captured here, but it's a little bit out of focus. Or, it might look a little bit like this. It can be challenging taking great photos in the bush. Then your photos may begin to look a bit like this. Now, this photo here is actually of exactly the same subject, and that's this salamandra plant. Now, which one do you like the best? On the left here, if we have a look, it's got no clear subject. The eye doesn't know what to look at. In fact, my eye's drawn to this person up here. And it hasn't captured the light well, where this photograph here, it's got the subject, the light's coming from behind and it's lit it up quite nicely. And the background, it's a little bit blurry, so your eye's not distracted with what's happening there. So a good point is to have a subject. What do you want the viewer to see? So you're always thinking about what can the viewer see. A good way to do this is actually getting close to what you're going to take the picture of, and also shoot from different perspectives. Think about the background. Is it messy or clear? Now, photography, that word itself, refers to the recording of light. So when you're out and you're looking to take a good photograph, look for light. The light may be coming through the back of something. It doesn't have to be a plant, but always look for the light. And try different perspectives. This fungi, I was tempted to take a picture of just the top of the fungi, but then I thought I'm going to put the camera down by the side and see what I can get, so it's a little bit different. With some of your photos, you might like to try them in black and white. You can change this quite easily in most cameras and also on devices such as phones. When you're using black and white or shades of grey, what it does is allows you to really focus on the shapes and the textures, and also the leading lines. When we're doing our photography, try and avoid taking really obvious photographs. Now, this photo here of Bob and Head is a really nice one if you're out on a picnic with your family. But if you're trying to be a little bit artistic and creating something different, these photos are very common. Have a look at these two photographs. They're both taken at the same time at the same location. Which one do you prefer? Number one or number two? You see, with number one, we've got a lot of information here, a lot of things to look at, including some ugly old gas tanks in the back. So what I did with this photograph is I actually went down and went underneath and looked back, and this is what we got on the right-hand side. And then I played around with the contrast a little bit with the photograph in the editing mode, and so I was able to sort of get that look, which is, a little bit different. Avoid taking pictures of the sun. Now, you can use the sun sometimes, but to look straight into it doesn't always work. And you could also try cropping. So cropping is a tool that you can use in most photo settings within iPads and iPhones and different Android devices as well. Or if you're using a camera, the software that supports that camera, you can easily do your cropping. Keep it simple. A lot of the time you can take a good photograph if you're moving close. Now this is a picture of a leaf. Now I'm sure most people would have access to something like a leaf. Look at the colours are quite nice. Um, and it's really the shape that we're looking at here. Now, I love this photograph. I didn't take this photo, but the point of me including this photograph is that when you're taking three of something, if there's three of your subject, our brain for some reason really likes that. I like looking at frogs trying to do chin-ups, which is really makes this photo really cool and fun. But yeah, have a think about recording three of something when you're taking a photograph and work the shot. So try different angles. Avoid just taking one photograph or two and thinking, oh, going to another person and going, oh, is this good? Do you like it? Don't worry about that. I want you to work the shot. Find something, walk around. I walk around and I look for light. And then I see something that captures my eye. And then I'll sit with it for a while. I'll take different photos from different angles. And that's called working the shot. If you can, get into nature. If you can't, that's okay. You can take photographs inside as well, whatever you think, whatever you're able to do. If you can get outside, maybe get behind the leaves, behind the plants, get down low or go up high and look back down. Just try different angles and work that shot. And this is something I really like to focus on. Connect to the scene. Think about slowing down. So don't try and rush. Take your time. Sit down. Observe what's happening. Sometimes I'll just sit out the back and I'll just sit for a while and I'll look around and something captures my eye. Something that I wouldn't have thought that I'd be taking a photograph of. And of course, try different angles. So avoid sort of what this guy's doing here. He's sort of standing up there. We always see the world from that perspective, from our height. So try, look at this here, looking back up at this magnificent tree. Some of you may even recognize that tree. Tap to focus. So if you're using a device like an iPad, tap on the screen to focus. Keep your arms in nice and tight so you can record it without getting any camera shake so it's not blurry. And oops, avoid zooming in, avoid that pinching to zoom in, because what happens when you do that is you lose some clarity in your photograph. So you're much better to actually getting closer to the subject if that's what you want to do. Some of you may have heard of this. It's called the rule of thirds, and it talks about positioning your subject on an imaginary grid. Now, on some cameras and on different devices, you can actually turn this grid on. So this might be something you want to have a look at in the settings. And what you can do is try and position your subject on one of the junction points. See these? These are the third lines. And for some reason, again, our brain goes, yeah, I kind of really like it when I can see things like that. It creates a bit of space around your subject. So rather than putting the lighthouse in the middle, you sort of off center it. So as I said, you can put the grid on and the grid won't print or come up on your photos. It's just there for when you're taking the photograph within the camera app. And you can do editing within the photos, of course. And so you can use this as the cropping and these are different filters. And then experiment with these as well. There's like contrast and brightness and all sorts of things. So have a play around with your photographs to make them look a little bit interesting and different. And here are some photos of that kids have taken recently. And look, that's just a log with the light shining on it, gone in black and white. So yeah, it doesn't have to be, don't try and overthink it. This one here I put in because one of the students actually captured it and got the cockatoo in there, which was pretty cool. So it really is about relaxing, having some fun, and just seeing what's in front of you. Now, I hope you learnt something from this presentation, and now it's your turn to take some photographs. You may be able to do this now, or you may have to wait until a family member can help you with it. And remember, you can use any sort of camera, the traditional type of camera, or you could use a device like we've spoken about. Now, you may need to ask permission if you're borrowing a device, and also if you're going sort of outside of your house, you may need to get a family member to join with you just to make sure that you stay safe. The purpose is to have fun. Spend some time relaxing into the space and don't feel rushed. And avoid asking, oh, is this photo okay? Do you like it? just sort of get into your own zone and have a think. And if it makes you feel good in your tummy, then it's probably a good photograph. If not, don't worry, just take a few more photos and just have a lot of fun with it. Um, and yeah, take lots of photos and just try different things. Now, when you've taken your photographs, you'll have an opportunity to upload one of your photographs. Remember, just one that maybe you'd like to edit it first and then save your photo and share it into the link below. So I'll create a Google folder and you can put your photos in there. So just put your first name. I don't want your last name. Maybe put your first name and the school that you're from. And then what I'll do is I'll create a presentation that's got all of the different photos in there. It's not a competition. We're not going to be like judging each other or anything like that. This is simply for us to just enjoy looking at other people's work. If you can get nature photos, that's fantastic. But if it's just photographs from inside as well, that's totally fine. Yeah, avoid taking pictures of other people. I won't be able to put those up. And yeah, try not to get too much of your background inside. If you're doing inside, maybe focus in on something in particular. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I can't wait to look at your photographs, and I hope that you're able to do some of the powerful projects this year from home. And I hope you're all happy and well. And hopefully, we'll get to see each other again outside in nature. Okay, bye bye.